What is happening, troops, and welcome back to Scottish Football Weekly, brought to you by Wireless. Now we've got an old friend back in the podcast, eh? How are we, Jamie?
It's good to be back, mate. Good to be back. Some time off work and just been busy with work as well, to be honest, man. So, but it's good to be back. We're back and we're
better than ever.
Better than ever. Back and better than ever.
And why is that? Because we have just announced what we've been teasing for the last couple of shows, and that's why I'm going to go out in a branch and say sorry that there wasn't an upload last week.
No.
Out in a branch?
Out in a branch?
Aye.
Out in a branch?
Is that what you say?
Out in a tangent, maybe?
Nah.
Out in a limb?
Out in a limb?
Out in a limb.
Right here is why what we've been busy.
Right
The
here.
charity match. So we've been putting a lot of hard work into getting this charity match sorted for the 1st of July, and it's paid off. We're against the Scottish YouTube team, all in aid for the Glasgow Children's Hospital charity.
Mm-hmm.
Now we've partnered up with some great people, some people that we've not worked with who we can't wait to work with, and the free tops at the front as well. IG Collections. We've got the Livingston on the right, the Jam Tarts in the middle, and we've got St Mirren on the
buddies.
on the right in the camera.
Great sponsor. Great sponsor.
No, definitely. But obviously, I'm joined by Jamie, Mr. Callum Dixon, and Mr. Craig Honest. How are we?
It could have been better. Hey, Dicko.
Yeah, not great.
It's a common theme for us, but I'm sure we will get into it.
We will get into it. Now, obviously, the finals for the 2023 Scottish Cup final is done.
It's Rangers and Falkirk.
So, a brace from Billy Mackay fired Inverness through against Falkirk, while Ange Postecoglou got the better of Michael Beale again. And the Glasgow derby, as Jota's goal sent Celtic marching on to another final without Rangers. Now, are you excited for your big 3 points?
I see. I've never been on this side of it before. Anytime I've been hosting, so I'm always giving it to you tight off camera. So see if I have a howler this week, man, I'm going to get absolutely battered in the chat.
Now, see for the win your 50s. That's why I've just been participating, mate, because I'm no losing the chance of winning 50 quid. Everybody lads, and I'll go 2-1, 5-0,
4-3. Always at London scorelines on.
Anyway. Now, before we get into the recap, I know you want to touch on that. So we'll kick us off with a wee segment that we like to call the Big 3 Points. Now, the Big 3 Points is brought to you by the Football Guess Who app.
Who's that player?
Now, it's an interactive football knowledge app that throws up football players from either the SPFL or leagues around the world, giving you 5 clues to guess a player, earning you points. The less clues you use,
the more points you
get.
We should introduce a system. I keep saying this.
I mean, it's a very good. We are close to the season. However, that doesn't mean next season new looks, new faces.
Oh yes,
new
definitely.
New players,
and hopefully to Android soon. So, what's the first big point?
Give us it.
Let's go.
I was Shamrock Rovers Player of the Year in 2003.
Oh my God.
2003?
Paddy McCourt.
No, good shout, but and it was producer James that came up with these 3 points.
Thanks, James.
Can we clarify this player exists then? This is a real person.
It's not Ted Lasso, no.
Aye, don't disrespect the goat.
I need to see it, I've not watched it.
Yeah.
What? Unreal. I don't know. I like the way that you went, mate. Just, I don't know, mate.
Daniel D.
I'm trying to think of players that played about 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Aye, that's what I'm thinking. 20 years ago, who would have been in their prime?
But if he's moved to Scotland either after that or before that, he's maybe just before his prime or just after his prime. So you're trying to...
I don't know what
you get about a 10-year window.
I don't know what age Paddy McCourt is. It could be 30, it could be 56.
I've no idea, actually. I don't know. I'll guess Daryl Murphy.
It's not.
No.
It's not. I'm just making this up. Kidding.
Making up on the spot.
He's making up a player right now.
He scored 500 goals for Barcelona.
No, it's not. So we'll move on into the recap.
And he comes from Rutherglen.
He's no guest.
Yes, he said Darnell D.
Oh, did you download it? Ah, okay.
So yeah, let's address the elephant in the room.
Falkirk's misery. Misery?
Misery?
Every time,
Misery.
man.
It's Celtic Rangers.
Oh.
He's want to start off.
No, I think you should start off. And we'll just fill in the blanks.
Go on, Jamie, you kick it off.
I thought, if I'm being perfectly honest, I think the game was cagey. It's exactly what you'd expect from a Celtic Rangers semi-final. It's cagey. Nobody's really want to give anything away. I think even the goal being probably, and even then, I was going to say the only moment of quality in the game, but it wasn't even really born of a moment of quality. It's two cagey teams. One team switches off for half a second, and then Celtic have obviously capitalised. I think Maida's very switched on in the situation to get the goal. A couple of Rangers players switched off, but like I say, a cagey game, and in fairness, it could have went either way. See with some of the saves or chances that Rangers had as well, particularly the second half. But I thought it was definitely an entertaining game if you're a Celtic or Rangers fan, but for neutrals there wasn't a great deal going on, I would say.
No, I think that's the common theme this season with Celtic and Rangers. I think there's not been that great quality. It's just been, like you say, it's two teams that are similar. They're stubborn. They're not wanting to do it, but ultimately it keeps happening with Rangers. We've spoken about this in depth about who's a better right back, or kind of team wise with Tav and Johnston, and it just comes down to a moment. Like, you're taught as a kid just to play the whistle, but we'll get onto the goal in a wee second. But we'll start off with what I can vividly remember is Lundstrom's tackle. How he's stayed on that pitch.
For me, that's a red card. I think. See, looking back, my first instinct that's a red card. Looking back, I was then thinking, could it be a yellow? But for me, it's out of control, and it's dangerous. It's potentially endangering an opponent. Like, for me, it would probably be a soft red if it's given. But in the rules of the game, I think it probably comes down to a red
It's
card.
one of the orange cards we talk about.
In between.
That is, like, no. I'm still undecided whether it's a red or not, if I'm honest.
Really, yeah.
If it's given as a red, I don't think I'd complain.
Mm-hmm.
It's the fact, I get he's went through it with force, but he has won the ball.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I wouldn't complain if it was a red, but I am unsure. And I don't know if that's biased.
If Cal McGregor does that against Campbell,
That's a 10-match ban.
It's a straight red and it's vile. It should be banned. No, but I'll be honest, I'm kind of stuck. I don't really have. I kind of have to say it's a red because 2 weeks ago or something I was on here saying Graham Shinnie.
That's a very good point, actually.
I think it's a slightly different tackle to Shinnie's. I don't think it's really similar, but again, it's a lot of the same points. It's not the front leg that catches him; it's the back leg.
Mm.
I don't know.
For me, it's what's the term they use when they're talking about it? Is see when they take it to like the pundits like in the Sky Sports studio on the Tuesday morning or whatever it is, ref review ref watch, is that what it is? Yeah, it's like that where they always come back to, is he in control of it? It's a great tackle to win the ball, but if you're following through like that, if it's intentional, it's a red card. If you're out of control, it's a booking at least. The way he catches him, for me, can justify it being a red. So
I think it leans more towards red than it does yellow.
I don't know, because I feel like it's more a trailing leg that catches him more than anything.
I think it was his defo cap. I think he could have won it cleanly, but hitting him.
Yeah, I think he has gone right. First, 5 minutes in Old Firm, big tackle, set the tone early. But
he didn't get booked, didn't he?
Nah, I don't think he booked. No, he didn't get booked for it.
No?
Nah, he didn't.
Oh, that's
Actually,
surprising.
See what you're saying there about the big tackle earlier? I thought Rangers were brilliant at that. See the first 5-10 minutes? I think Rangers really applied pressure to Celtic and really let them know they were there early. I think Celtic were trying to compose themselves and get playing a wee bit, and Rangers were very much get in their faces and get at them, let them know you're there, sort of thing. And I think Lundstrom's tackle epitomised that. For me, like I say, I think it's a wee bit out of control, which would probably justify the red, but you also don't want to see him to get sent off in the kind of game. So
see, to back up your point there, we spoke about Moy coming in and being off the boil. I thought Hatate didn't get involved as much as what he could have, and what we've seen from Hatate playing in that system, he's right on you as soon as he goes, but I felt like he was just maybe 5 yards off it. Like, just
he's coming back for injury as well, though,
aye, no, 100%, but like you says in old firms, I thought O'Reilly had a cracking game yesterday. Obviously, he goes, wins. It's again Celtic. They play with urgency, get the free kick, bang, set Matty up in a 1v1.
See what you're talking about with Hatate there. I don't know how you felt watching it, but Celtic played slightly different yesterday with their midfield, how it normally operates, right? So see the way that we played in the 3-2 game. I think it would have been where the ball always goes to Cal first from the centre halves, or it goes into Taylor and then goes into Cal. See yesterday, Cal was pushing up to get close to Maida or get close to Jota. Whoever the winger was, he was getting close to them. The ball was getting isolated at fullbacks to let Cantwell and who was playing off the left for Rangers, Kent started off the left. So as soon as they press on, it goes into the winger's feet and then comes into Cal. So it's like they came up with a plan to try and bypass that Rangers middle bank.
Kind of second phase. Almost.
So it's played through a slightly different way, and I think that is why Hatate never gets involved, because I think the 8s are still starting wide. So if Cal's getting the ball in a much more advanced and wide position to where he's normally getting it, it's harder for players like Hatate to go and influence the game for that position if Cal's already there.
Because they're basically passing through him.
Yeah.
Because Hatate had to pull
he's almost like a screening NBA where he's there to facilitate dragging in a player to preoccupy him so they can get into the other space. So I get what you're saying.
Tillman done really well. A couple of times where the ball got played into Cal and Tillman was right on him. Felt sorry for him with injury. You could see obviously he was in tears.
I don't think he'll play for Rangers again.
Nah, I don't think.
Do you not think they'll sign him now?
Nah.
Don't think we should.
He's a good player.
If Rangers don't.
He's a good player, but I feel like in the big games he just doesn't.
I don't think the big games argument is really that valid. I think the Celtic games is more valid.
You judge
so you say that's a big
I judge
game?
I judge Rangers players off all fun performances.
I never said that Celtic wasn't a big
game.
Right,
you just mean against.
There's other big games where he has performed. Like you think Union in the Champions League scored the winner.
In the qualifiers.
Yeah, in the qualifiers scores a winner.
Yeah,
that's a massive game for Rangers. So it's not that he can't perform in big. He just can't seem to perform against Celtic.
It is like Joe Aribo though.
And Morelos.
I don't know if I'd agree with that. See, as much as Morelos never scored for a long time, Morelos was still a handful for Celtic to deal with.
He could be a handful, but a striker's there to do one job.
I get that argument as well. It's a fair argument.
Just score.
I don't know. Maybe in some systems, but I don't think that's the case really in Rangers' system. It's just the issue is
just win penalties.
Yeah, that's it. yeah.
It's exceptional pass for you.
Win penalties. Wow. That's the standard with.
Right, moving on.
Right, moving on. Other talking points, obviously, Yilmaz coming on. I know you wanted to.
I've had this argument with you before, or no argument, discussion, that Yilmaz isn't better than Barisic. He's not.
Yes,
he's not.
He is.
Barisic yesterday didn't have a terrible game.
But still got sold at the back post 3 times or something.
Didn't lead to a goal. But you look at
you
look at your other side, and Captain Fantastic yet again is letting another goal in. Tavernier causes more errors to goals. Tavernier scores more goals because he gets so much more opportunities than Barisic.
He's good at them, but
he's not as good defensively as Barisic, and he's not a better crosser.
I don't think either are particularly amazing crossers.
I think
Barisic is the best crosser in the league.
I agree.
No, he's not.
100%.
No, he's not.
I would agree. I think on the specific topic of Tavernier and Barisic it's a tricky one. Maybe not so much Barisic, because I know that Barisic probably gets more stick. I feel like the what's the word? The opinions on Barisic are more based towards Rangers fans would like to see an improvement in that particular position. I think that's flicking through Twitter. That seems to be the general consensus of what I'm seeing. But Tavernier, I feel, splits Rangers fans so much because there's some fans that just can't see Tavernier does any wrong. There's some fans that say no, Tavernier's best at this, blah 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 blah.
But look at the goals. That's all you have.
And listen, I'd be inclined to agree with a lot of the points that are made on that front. Tavernier over set pieces, one of the best in the league, probably the best in the league if I'm being honest. Over set pieces, goals for a right back, being the fact he signed him for 200k or something for Wigan. He's been a successful signing, but I think what frustrates the other side of Rangers fans is that they're looking for slightly more from a Rangers captain in those types of games where Scott Brown used to go and impose himself in the game. The game last year that won us the league, well, I say won us the league, it never really won us the league, but the game where you're looking for somebody to grab the game by the scruff of the neck, 1-0 down at Ibrox, Cal McGregor drives the ball into the corner, results in the goal for Tom Rogic. And McGregor seems to do that in these games, where even the 3-0 game last season, he's chasing after Barisic and he's just hounding him. And that's like setting the standard for those types of games. And there's different ways to set the standard, whether that be every day in training, which I think is definitely Tavernier's standards, because any time you see anything coming out about Rangers, it's Tavernier's a great leader because he sets the standard. So I think there's definitely an argument for that. But I think in those types of games, some Rangers fans would prefer to see like maybe a John Lundstrom, see someone who's going to go and make that first tackle in that first minute and just set the tone for the game.
I think what some, not even Rangers fans, I think what some just football fans in general get confused by is a captain and a leader is two different things. Mm-hmm. James Tavernier's the captain of the club. He's definitely not a leader in the park though. He's far from it. Like, the leader in the park, if you look yesterday, will be your Connor Goldsons. He is the leader of that team. He's a leader of the back line. When Ryan Jack plays, he's more of a leader. Even John Lundstrom, to an extent, is a leader. Mm-hmm. Tav is the captain, but there's a captain and a leader is just two different things. As you said, Tav's probably the captain because off the pitch, he is the most ultimate professional. Mm-hmm. You know, he goes by his day, like, all that in the media, etc. But I don't know. I've no good words to say.
But we'll get into a nice wee topic we're introducing in a wee couple of minutes, maybe about 10, 15, 20 minutes. But
before you move on, sorry, I wanted to say, even though I say Barisic is better than Yilmaz, Barisic still isn't good enough to start for Rangers. We still need to replace him.
He's not.
No, he's not. He's not good enough to play for Rangers. No, but he is better than Yilmaz. Yilmaz hasn't showed anything that Barisic hasn't done.
Well,
I think he's seen very limited minutes though, isn't he?
He's seen limited minutes, but he's still, in any performance he's played, I've never, except for the Aberdeen when he went off injured. Aberdeen at home he went off injured. Except for that. Was it Kelly?
Was that where he started like on fire for like 15 minutes and then had to go off?
I went off like 15, 20 minutes. Except for that, I've never been like that. There's actually something to show for here. He looks scared in the ball. He looks totally scared. And
he's still young, but isn't he? He's like 20.
22, I think.
22.
I don't know.
That's almost the equivalent of you going over to Turkey.
If you're paying $5 million for a player, you expect a little bit better.
It's an investment, mate. At the end of the day, like, you're going to have to give him a run of games.
Mm-hmm.
And I think there's 2 or 3 maybe in that Rangers team that could really benefit from just a run of games.
Aye. What was your take on the goal then, just on the topic of Barisic? Because I've seen a lot of people like...
It's Raskin's fault.
Do you think it's Raskin's fault?
It's not just Raskin's fault.
It's not just Raskin, but Raskin's standing there waiting for Barisic to come out.
I thought, like, see, watching it like in real time, I thought the Rangers players had stopped because they thought it was a foul.
Yeah,
that's what I thought.
Like,
but you play to the whistle.
Exactly. That's what you get taught when you're a wee boy. Play to the whistle.
I get that as well, but listen. If the shoe's in the other foot, I'm probably
like if you're playing for Rangers at that moment of time and you see 3 of your teammates stop, or 4 of your teammates, whatever it was, just stop. The whistle's no went. You're raging at that point because we've always been told play to the whistle. Like,
no, you're probably right.
If you go for the ball and you clear it, then it's a foul. Then right, you regroup. But it's a joke, man. 4 players just switching off, and it's time and time again. It's just silly errors for Rangers gifting Celtic goals.
I think that's where Celtic are strongest at the minute. See if things aren't working through the middle. Like, I felt like Rangers pretty much controlled the middle of the park for the vast majority of the game.
I thought Rangers were really poor in the middle of the park.
But I thought he's won more of the first and second balls.
Arfield looked okay when he came on, but I feel like Rangers. This is the problem Rangers have, is because Rangers don't have 1 6 that's good enough to play as the lone 6 against Celtic. They have to play with 2, and then when they play with the 2, they lose so much in midfield.
Yeah.
Like,
I thought Cantwell was very good yesterday. I thought Cantwell was very good.
That's what I said. He was, with the exception of Todd Cantwell, I thought Cantwell had a decent game. But like, Cantwell was driving the ball, and normally you'd have maybe Raskin going forward or Ryan Jack going forward with him. It got to the point where he got forward and he's like,
there's nobody beside me.
There's nothing, because Ryan Kent, that was an empty jersey. Morelos wasn't much better than an empty jersey.
No, it was an empty jersey also.
The
2 worst players in the park yesterday by a country mile.
Is that the first position you'd strengthen the next season? A number 6 to give Cantwell and Raskin the freedom? Would you? Right, okay.
Goalkeeper.
Goalkeeper's probably Rangers' biggest need right now.
Because give John McLaughlin another chance now.
No way.
Maybe if he was maybe 5 or 6 years younger. But John McLaughlin's what, 34 now?
That's still young for a goalie.
No, but there's not a goalkeeper at Rangers right now who I'd want starting next season. McCrory, yes, for a backup. For a backup, yes.
Do you give we mentioned this? Do you give McCrory the rest of the games now?
I would. I don't see why not.
There's nothing to play for anymore. I get why we played McGregor. You can't, not that you say you can't throw McCrory into this semi-final, right? But McGregor didn't do anything wrong yesterday. Like, no, I would be surprised if any goalkeeper saving that goal.
To be fair, Jota pretty much middle of the box.
Yeah.
Should McGregor come out and collect it or punch it, or at the very least
You could,
make an attempt to get there? He doesn't.
I don't think he can.
I think he very easily can.
Because Maida's round him, right? See if you watch it for the...
it's behind the goal, I know what you're talking about. The actual angle...
The ball literally comes round Barisic. Like, you wouldn't think that would have came through it. And as that point, as a keeper, when you're already on your line and you see it coming at that pace, are you going to jump out?
What I will say to back up Dicko, though, it's a flighted ball in the box. It's not zipped across where it's so much pace that McGregor
It's into the perfect area though, man. It's into Tavernier's blind side. It's
into no man's land.
To be fair, any side's Tavernier's blind side when a ball's into the box.
It's time again. Schoolboy defending.
It's so
and see the thing is, and except for the goal and that mistake, I didn't think our back four was too bad. I actually thought it was okay. I was a bit sceptic about Davies starting instead of Suter, because I actually think since Goldson's been out, Suter's been the better one. Maybe minus the mistake at Celtic Park. But again, I didn't think it was too bad. Goldson, you can go and argue about it with any fans. Goldson needs to play for Rangers.
See, after talking about all this stuff, by the way, you better be absolutely amazing in this charity match in July. This is going to be clipped and sent straight back if you're not.
I've got a better left centre.
By James Tavernier. He's just going to send it back. By the way,
you were a right back as well, but yeah.
Yeah, I could play right back. I think I'll play right back in the charity match.
Changing him.
Wow.
Sorry, I don't know why, but I just feel like sorry. Anyway, moving on.
I could bite back, but
We're better than that.
I appreciate that.
We're better than that.
Right, move on.
Right.
What's our talking points? Oh,
Catwell. Unsportsmanship.
Oh,
Is that the
shut
thing with
up,
the water
man.
Oh, shut up.
It's no. We're supposed to hate each other.
He got hanged.
We are
supposed.
supposed to hate each other.
See
I know,
your
but
bad
for
boy
me,
Morelos. Bad boy Morelos was like, on you go.
He doesn't care. I don't care about that guy anymore. Honestly.
Here's another question, right? Knowing if they two are leaving the club, right? It's pretty much. But why would you give 2,000% for your last semi-final going into a final? Leave the good way. Leave with a
I'll
cup.
tell you exactly why. Ryan Kent goes in for a 50-50 yesterday. Snaps his leg.
He's out of contract.
There goes
Rangers
his summer
won't.
move.
Aye.
I disagree with that.
How?
Nah.
Because you could go into every game thinking that.
Yeah, but if Ryan Kent's still done have 2 years left in his Rangers deal, he knows he's still at Rangers.
I feel like
he's still getting
I feel
paid.
like yesterday there was a lot of sort of risks taken on both sides yesterday. Playing Kent, not sure whether he's going to be here next year, what kind of
Matondo should
performance
have
you're going to get.
Matondo should have started over Ryan Kent yesterday. Absolutely.
I feel like that's a risk in itself, because if Kent, like you say, if Kent doesn't want to go and get injured, is he going to perform the best in that game? For me personally, I don't believe that kind of factor comes into a professional. I don't personally believe that, but if that's your personal belief, I can
But
understand.
then I can counter that with the thing that you seen happen in England a couple of years ago with the COVID stuff, and players were offered to extend their deal for a couple of months to play, and multiple players said no because they might injure themselves and ruin future moves when their deals are actually up.
Well, I can maybe back you on that. I can't remember the Juranovic game, but he came on and he looked miles off it. Like, and then a couple
I
of
think
weeks,
that was the
Rangers
The
game.
Rangers game, aye.
It was.
I get
The
that.
2 each,
Maybe
yeah.
it's in the back of their minds, but Kent's not been performing, and I don't care if people come at me for this for the last a year and a half, in my opinion.
But he's got worse almost every season.
I don't know. See, the 2 each game, Kent was brilliant that game. Yeah, it was very good that game.
It was moments of brilliance. And that's what Kent is. No matter where Kent goes, he won't be. There's very few performances where Kent has been outstanding for the full 90 minutes. You think of Dortmund away. You think of some of the Celtic performances under Gerrard. Like, it was outstanding. After the COVID season, he's been an absolute shadow of himself. And look, yes, they will leave Kent and Morelos. Is it terrible that the board has let their deals run? Probably. 2 years ago you could think you could maybe get 20-25 million for both of these players right now.
Collectively or each?
Collectively, yeah. And now you're thinking they're going to be left for absolutely nothing.
Aye. See, just while it's in my head, I don't know if I've covered this. I've watched as much of the podcast as I can, but I've missed bits and pieces. See, yesterday watching it with 2 sets of fans, like 50-50. Obviously, you can't get the 50-50 allocation every single Celtic Rangers game. I appreciate that, but see, just having fans in for both sides,
Makes
unbelievable.
such a difference,
It makes such a difference. See, when Rangers were on the ascendancy, you can hear the Rangers fans. That adds to like the pressure that Celtic go under. See at Parkhead when the 3-2 game. See if you've got what is it Rangers used to get when it was the old allocation 12. See if you've got 12,000 in there. That's gonna motivate you. That's going to push you that bit extra. You've seen Todd Campbell going over to the Rangers fans saying, give us that extra lift. Do you know what I mean? I think you definitely need the fans back in, just while it's in my head.
And sorry to bring this up again, Nick, because something just came up on the screen. How did Sakala miss
Don't
that?
mention his name. I don't want his name mentioned in this podcast. What honestly?
That's embarrassing.
Jamie, have a look at this.
Have you actually seen it?
Yeah.
Here's a better angle here.
The more you watch it back, it's a similar position to the.
Look, here it is here.
I think he's
He's
watching the
connected
highlight there.
too well with
I
it.
think he's See if he just scuffs it. I think it's just rolling into the back of the net. But it's similar to the one in the cup final just back in, was it March, February?
That's unforgivable for a professional footballer who calls himself a striker to miss that.
But I think he's a type of player. Again, we don't watch Rangers week in, week out. He's probably a harder defender to deal, attacker to deal with than Ryan Kent because he's so hot and cold. Like just even the clip came up with him there, seeing it. Like he connects with it far too well, and I feel like maybe he gets so much stick when it's unnecessary. But when he does things like that, then obviously Rangers fans
all
are
the stick
going to
is
stick.
necessary.
You know what? Like, see, having to watch a full season of Fashion Sakala, it is.
It's actually horrible.
But he's probably done good things as well that you've probably cheered him
He
on.
has. He's
and
done some. He's had some cracking moments
After
at
the World Cup,
was it like 8 or 9 games or something?
8 or 9 games, he just kept scoring. You remember the Dundee United goal?
A great run. I think Fashion Sakala is one of those players that he is so hard to defend against, and purely because he doesn't know what he's going to do next.
No.
So how can the defender know
And see,
what
the
he's
thing
going
is,
to do next?
if all these Rangers fans are saying that we need to go and win this league, you can't win the league with a team full of hot and cold players. You can't do it.
I believe that Fashion Sakala in particular is a confidence player.
Aye.
I feel, see, when he was playing every week and the fans were loving him on Twitter and all that sort of stuff that you say he goes on that run, everyone's loving him. Everyone's like, Sakala is back to what he can do. He's on a hot form now. He's on a hot streak. Everyone's loving him, starting all the time, scoring all the time. Then misses that in the cup final, and then all of a sudden it's Sakala's public enemy number 1 again. So out the team, in and out the team, on for a big chance in the semi-final and misses it. I think he's just a confidence player, and I'd sympathise with him because that's maybe the final nail in his Rangers career. I think.
I don't think he will go in the summer. I'm not saying I want him to go. I'm not saying I don't want him to go. I just don't think he will.
I don't think he will. Look, the minute we keep seeing it, and I think we'll get into it. We keep seeing it on Twitter. Who would keep and who would sell?
Yeah.
Right. And there's people who are wanting to sell 20 players. That's not going to happen.
It's
not going to happen. You'll be lucky if 10 first team players will leave Rangers this season.
I don't know if I agree with that. If you look at
think
you
3 or
think
4
more-
max. So
if you look at
That's what I'm saying. You'll be lucky
You've
if
got-
10.
No, you need to include the contract. The ones leaving on.
Yeah,
Right,
of course.
Their deals are up at the end of the season. So that's McGregor, Arfield,
Davis,
Morelos, Kent,
Tillman.
Stephen Davis, Malik Tillman. There's 6. And
So
I've
the-
defo's forgotten.
probably
one or
4 out of 6 is starting 11 now.
two. McGregor, Kent,
Morelos
and
and who?
Malik Tillman.
Jack.
Ryan Jack's deals up at the end of the year.
Do you know how he'll keep him on?
I would keep him on.
Well,
I wouldn't want to start him.
We'll get onto that.
I will move
We'll
on.
get onto that. But
Aye.
I'm going to say one final thing, then we'll move on to Inverness game. That was probably a better game than watching Celtic Rangers, if I'm being honest. I'm all joking.
It was
But
a terrible second half.
what I'm just going to say one word, and I want you to tell me who it is. Colossal. Carter Vickers. Word of the day. Colossal.
It's been coming out for over the last 2-3 weeks, particularly on Celtic pages and Celtic Twitter, that he's been playing with like a knee knock. So he's got
Is it an ankle?
No.
I thought it
Ankle.
was ankle.
I thought it was ankle.
Maybe it is ankle. I saw it was knee, but
Yeah.
he needs to go and get surgery anyway. And
Yeah.
he's apparently needed surgery for about a month now.
Yeah.
So
But he wanted to play this game.
he wanted
He
to play
told
this game.
Angie he was playing the game. Like,
So-
And
there's-
Ange was too scared.
Mate, have you seen the size of him, man? My missus is trying to leave me for him, mate. Like, I don't know how she's going to get in contact with him or something, but she's going to just try and leave me for him.
She's going to reach out through the wireless page.
If he's let me know, it's alright. I run that as well sometimes, so I've got the DMs. But
It's a burner account.
What,
it's a
he's-
burner account, aye.
He's the best defender I've seen in Scotland since Davy Weir.
Goldson.
He's better than Van Dijk and Denier. 100.
At Celtic, yeah.
Obviously,
At Celtic,
obviously
yeah.
at Celtic, yes.
I think that he's.
Denier was still better than Van Dijk at Celtic.
It's difficult to compare them because if you look at what Virgil van Dijk done for Celtic, Virgil van Dijk could take the ball at centre half and you felt like a goal might be coming because
Aye,
he'd done
of
it 2 or
course.
3 occasions where he skipped past 3-4 and then
But you thought that with like Christopher Ayer, Starfield at times.
Yeah.
You think a goal's coming. At actual defending, nobody even balls into the box. What is he, 6 foot? He's not
Aye.
even that big.
Cameron Carter-Vickers is the best defender I've seen at Celtic, I think.
Aye.
Yeah.
He's the best defender in the league, as I said, since maybe Davy Weir
Do you know what I loved it? Do you know what I loved about it?
or Phil Hollander during the COVID season.
Ball gets-
COVID season. That one.
Ball gets pinned to the box. Morelos entitled to go for it. I wouldn't say even touches Carter Vickers. Goes down in a heap. Realises Hart must have said something. They're right in the attack as well, and he's poof right back up.
Aye.
Obviously, some people have seen brand it as cheating. Some people have seen brand it as smart. But listen, even
Nah, for me, it's like the.
Well, if he's going down holding his ankle and he's out now getting ankle surgery, what if it was his sore ankle and then he's like, I'm just going to go through the pain and get up so I can clear the ball? So it's no cheating, it's no.
He went down after the ball was cleared again. After the
Aye.
ball was away, he did go back down. So I don't know that he dived for
Finished
that.
the night and he got man in the
particular-
match.
Aye.
And now he's away on holiday.
it deserves it. You deserve it. Whatever you want, Wireless will provide. Carter Vickers.
No,
Have you sitting
Get- Cameron Carter-Vickers can get in touch and he can get whatever he wants.
whatever he wants.
All that's coming out of your pockets.
Well, I'm
Maybe.
taller than him, so.
But listen, we'll
And I'm bigger than him.
we'll go back to any more points you want to talk about in the Celtic Rangers.
None. Not one.
Eh,
Can we move on, please?
mm,
Johnson, Barisic.
Both
Aye.
players got. Johnson's never pulling into that. He knows what the club's about. He comes off worse.
Both players are fully entitled for. Both players are just flying into it. I
If
don't
you
think-
actually watch it, the ball's away. He doesn't care about getting the ball. He just he's
what was
swinging
that
to him.
him? Was it his knee?
I
No,
thought it
it
was.
was
So
his
see, like
ankle.
picture
Aye.
your foot here, right?
Or was it right there?
It was like in between. He's cut the top of his Barisic's
Shin?
So the
shin.
ball's away and Johnson's just.
Aye,
It's,
hit
he's nailed
Barisic.
him.
So is that not a red
So-
card?
it's not. No,
Hardman
see when
Johnson
you watch it.
tries to hurt Barisic and goes off in crutches.
When
You
you
mean
watch
Hardman
it,
Burner that went down?
Hardman Johnson that goes off in crutches.
Yeah, it's a bit of right back.
It's the-
anyway.
Well,
It-
Burner
because
Barisic's
Burner's
being
a
a left
left
back. Yeah, I'd assume so.
it's
Yeah.
the same exact challenge that done Alan McCoy's ankle.
Aye,
back
so he
years ago.
said that.
He said it in the commentary.
He
so
said that he
it's,
broke his leg for that.
see those impact ones. That's the ones where you can do serious
Oh,
damage,
yeah.
man. So
Do you know
I
what
wouldn't be
was amazing?
surprised if he's out for the rest of
Do
the
you
season.
remember the
Johnson?
remember the
Aye,
cup
that could be
final
bad, by the
of Julian scored? Remember the Ryan Jack tackle? And his
Aye.
leg get caught?
Aye, that's a great
Oh
tackle.
my god.
Against Lewis Morgan. Have you seen what Lewis
Ah.
Morgan said this week?
Oh, I
What a
seen
king!
it.
Best thing that's happened to Rangers this weekend.
I seen it. Do you see it?
I think it's an interesting
yeah.
take, by the
Yeah.
way. I think it's interesting because I feel
Nobody
like,
knew.
quite-
Nobody knew. I didn't even know he was a Rangers fan.
I'm sure he was at Rangers when he was younger. I knew he was at
I
Rangers when he
was
was
also-
younger.
So was like other people, like your Dylan McGeeks and stuff like that.
Even Greg Taylor was at Rangers when he was young.
Is Greg Taylor not a Rangers fan?
I think a game when he was younger.
But it's fine. I see people, like, I seen a Celtic fan going off his cut on Twitter about it. That's absolutely fine.
It doesn't bother me
to
whatsoever.
to be a Ranger, like, if he's playing for Celtic,
Let's be honest,
He's
right?
playing for
If we're
Celtic,
grown up footballers, right, and you get a chance to play for one of the best clubs in Scotland, which Rangers and Celtic are probably the top two best clubs in Scotland. They are the
Aye, I was
top
gonna
two
say,
best in
there's no
Scotland.
problem.
aye.
Like, I get maybe other people's stuff and that, but if I'm getting paid to do the sport I love and play, I'll do it. Like,
Aye.
there's
Well, he played in the Europa League for using that. Like, he played European football.
He scored for us in the Europa League as well. He was underrated at Celtic. I feel Lewis Morgan. He had his good spells and his hot spells. Similar to Sakala, I suppose you could say. I think he's a confidence player. When he was in the team, he would perform. But when
I
he
just
was out,
can't wait
he
for
struggled.
Sakala to go to somewhere like France and just blow it up.
Well, that was. I remember when he signed for Rangers. That was one of his big options was to go to France. I
Mhm.
remember him talking about it in an interview. he could have went to France, somewhere else. I think it was France, England, or Rangers.
I know what interview you're talking about. See that house they done the interview in? It's a lovely house,
What a
man.
house?
Lovely gaff.
Inverness next, man, because we need to talk about Billy Mackay.
Aye,
Oh
that's it.
my.
That's what I was literally just bringing up there. The wee notes there.
Rangers sign him. I'm looking.
How old is he? 32.
34? He might actually be older.
I
than
feel like he's been
32.
around 50 years, man.
He's an Inverness legend.
Right age.
See if you were to say see if you were to say to me some things about Inverness, it would be Curtin Cole, right, with that handball. Right? It would be Doran and Billy Mackay.
Ross Tokley.
Mine's would be going up on a Friday night, 2017, with Rangers.
A Billy Mackay overhead kick.
No, Kenny Miller scored his 100th goal,
I
I think.
remember that.
And it was freezing. And if you've ever beaten Inverness, right, the way end you sit directly in front of the sea. This is in
freezing.
October. Oh my god. I left at 2 o'clock and I didn't get home till 5 o'clock the next morning.
Jeez, oh man.
Horrible.
Do you know what always makes me think of Inverness, by the way? Rangers signing Billy King on loan.
Oh.
Right. Purely because of his name.
Aye.
And it was because I think he played about 3 times for Rangers.
Oh really?
Yeah,
Aye,
it
it
wasn't a
that was
particularly
under
good
Warburton,
player.
wasn't it?
Yeah.
So
Good season.
we'll get on to his goal. But first, penalty, no penalty. What do you think?
Penalty.
Yeah, penalty.
Yeah.
Aye,
I think with the rules of the game now, and then it's a lovely penalty, top right.
Yeah, nice finish.
Cultured.
It was, but I feel watching the game, I don't know if you were the same. I think we were kind of speaking about it in the chat. I think Falkirk, when we seen him against, well, when I went down to Falkirk against Ayr in the quarters, Falkirk were the better team. They're a better side. They hold on to the ball. However, they just missed, and then is it Morrison missed as an open net?
Aye, I can remember. I watched the quarter final on the telly, and I can remember watching it thinking Falkirk, the build up play to get into the final third's alright. They just lack some penetration. They just don't really have much. They don't. I thought Kai Kennedy would have added that yesterday. Obviously played for the start, but sorry, not yesterday. Where I were Monday, so Saturday, a few days ago. I thought he would have maybe brought that, but I found he struggled to get into the game a wee bit.
You can't be missing that.
He seems like he's an impact player.
Yeah.
Anytime I see him start for Falkirk, he doesn't seem to do much, but coming off the bench,
He's still
he
so young as
obviously
well.
He came off the bench against Ayr. Aye, but there's another, like, you remember the shouts of Kai Kennedy 1 or 2 years ago, Bayern Munich and that,
Munich.
and you think
stuff about Kai Kennedy before.
crazy, but Inverness thoroughly deserved that one, man.
And again, 2 of their goals for open play come for crosses and finishing. Like the first, again, Daniel Mackay this time.
Daniel Mackay, yeah.
In at the right time, and what a ball! And I don't know the boy's name. I'll have to.
Allardyce.
Yeah, thank you.
Sam.
Sadly not.
Sam.
Would have been unbelievable.
Listen,
when Sam Allardyce
You put these balls into danger area, asking for your players to be in the right position. Like Jota said yesterday, they know where to be in the final phase. These are players that probably, again, we don't watch Inverness. However, watching them play against Falkirk, they've got kind of one game plan. Get it in and deliver. And make sure your players are there, or feed it into Mackay's feet and play off him.
I think what I really liked about the Daniel Mackay goal was he was almost like a number 10 position from where he started in that move, and I feel like most number 10s in that situation wouldn't really have a look at where the centre halves are and go and try and occupy them. They would just go and try and get involved, get the ball into feet, and look to try and create something from it. What he does is he looks at Billy Mackay's going in to pull one of the centre halves out, so he says, right, I'm going to go up and get in between the 2 centre halves, gets himself in there. The ball's in the money for him, but he's still got a lot to do with the header.
he's
It's
a
a
brilliant
phenomenal
header,
header.
See as soon as the ball goes to Mackay over the halfway line, nobody's around him. Daniel Mackay's not even anywhere to be seen. As soon as that ball goes wide, you just see Mackay coming in for the bottom of the screen,
And that's just
busting
good
a butt to
coaching.
get in there.
That's
Aye.
good coaching. Billy Dodds is a Premier League level coach. Like, and his Inverness teams have been unlucky in the past. You know, they've got a big chance of going to the playoffs. I think they're sitting 5th now, and obviously we know that Championship's tight as anything. You know, like,
Championship is mad, isn't it?
So tight.
There's only one team. There's only one team in the Championship beginning into the last day of the season that know what league they're going to be playing in.
Rovers.
Raith Rovers are sitting in 8th. So, 7th.
7th.
So 8th, 9th and 10th you've got Arbroath, Hamilton and
Cove.
Cove Rangers. The 3 of them could still go down. There's 3 points split in them.
Yeah.
Then your top 5 you've got Ayr, Dundee, Queen's Park, Partick Thistle and Inverness. The 5 of them can still go up. It's realistically going to be
And
Morton. You still get Dundee, and it's going to be Dundee or Queen's Park win the league. That's the last day of the season.
It can only be Dundee or Queen's Park.
Yeah, aye.
And they're playing.
Yeah, they
play
play
each
each other.
We should actually try and go along to that. That'd be a brilliant game to go see.
Do the
I
Veals
wish-
want to see us there?
Queen's Park, get in touch.
Well, when you
some
see this
tickets.
podcast, it will be the day of.
That'll be the day of.
It will be the day
Oh,
of.
aye, so we'll just need to tag
comment
them.
below on what you think the result is, and if you guess it correctly, it will be right there in the
Oh.
next video.
Oh no.
In the next
We're
video.
getting daggers here.
You've just
In the next video, Pro James, come on. Man.
You've just gave James more work, man. He's just drawing faces.
We need to get him on one time.
Oh, we do.
No, mate. Nah.
You seen producer James in the Christmas special?
The wrong balls that he likes. That is basketball. Can I just say?
Right.
Can I just say?
Can we take that to VAR?
Nah, yeah, that's fine.
VR's fine. Here, look, Scotland.
Classics.
VR doesn't work in Scotland, so.
The
But
third goal as well was phenomenal.
again, ball goes out wide. What is his name?
Allardyce.
What?
Allardyce.
No.
Oh, the quiff? The perm?
wow.
Sure.
Do you just know these players by their haircuts?
Sure.
Ah.
The boy with a quiff, the boy with a perm. Brilliant.
AstroTurf, like the
AstroTurf.
lot.
Aye,
But again, ball goes out, and listen, he is what you call a striker.
I hear he is a striker, yes.
He is a striker, like no doubt about it.
See, just on the topic of hairstyles, by the way, while we're on this, I have not been to Turkey for a hair transplant because these boys have been saying
Yes,
this for
he has.
months now, man. And
He has.
you made a joke about it on one of the more recent podcasts, man. And I had people asking me about this. Like, have
Okay,
you
right, so let's clarify. Jamie's never been to Turkey. He's never had his teeth done. He's no had his hair done. However,
That's next year. We're doing that next year.
sorry to Jamie's partner. Listen, the holidays off for Mexico. It's
Aye.
not happening
I'm not
anymore.
going to Mexico anymore. I'm getting my hair and my teeth done.
But again, a ball that's delightful,
Oh.
delicious,
Delicious.
desirable as a striker.
Wow.
So
Was this third goal?
aye,
Oh, beautiful.
and what a touch, what a finish.
If you watched it in slow motion back,
I'm watching it now.
someone
In slow motion?
put it in slow
Yeah.
motion, right? See, before he actually connects with the ball, he's in the air for like 3 or 4 seconds, just gliding in the position that he is when he flicks it. It's unbelievable finish.
That's
Oh,
just a striker's instinct.
That's brilliant, that.
3 or 4 seconds levitating is probably a bit of an exaggeration, but he holds that position in the air for a couple of seconds.
He's leaped for the ball, and probably maybe half a second, he's still in that position and cushioned it right past the
3
keeper.
or 4 seconds.
Aye,
I'm
that's-
just imagining Billy What,
Somebody's hit
Dynamo?
po-
Only
somebody's hit-
David Blaine?
I've just realised that I seen it for 3 or 4 seconds because it's slow motion.
Jamie's like, this is going really slow. This game."
He's got some airtime there. Do you remember that TV show Hole in the Wall? That's he's just levitating in that position, mate, waiting for the wall to pass.
Yeah, listen, what do you think about the chance that Falkirk had when the boy took it round the keeper and he squared it back?
There was 2
I
open
can't.
goals.
Was that the second half? I turned it off as soon as the third goal went in. I can't lie.
Right, here you go. Boy goes round the keeper and then tries to square it.
There was 2 of
I mean,
them.
I get why you done it.
The first one, Ridgers comes out pretty quick. The
No,
boy gets,
Morrison should have.
Morrison gets round him. Morrison should finish it.
It wasn't even that, mate. The goalie goes to clear it, right? The Falkirk boys chased him, slices a clearance. It's an open goal. See, when I say I would trust James scoring that.
Oh.
We's right.
Do you know how I would trust scoring that? But
Fashion
Sakala.
Sakala.
Fashion Sakala.
Well, it's a bigger target hit for that angle, so hopefully he could have.
No, I could end up putting over the bar.
Do you not see the
Or
shot?
out for a throw-in.
Throw-in.
Or did you see? Sorry, I know we keep looking back to this, but I'm hurting right now. Did you see the lovely build-up play we had through the middle of the park?
God.
Gets to Sakala on the left, right past his player, and what does he do? Doesn't cross it into the box. He hits it with his left, and it just goes bang right into the Heisenberg fans.
Heisenberg?
Aye, I said Heisenberg.
Oh my god.
Oh man, that's
Heisenberg.
Heisenberg.
That's Breaking Bad, isn't it?
Walter and Jesse are just sat there in the crowd like, what the f***?
So
Whoa.
see all the expenses that we've had for the charity match in terms of like the venue and all that sort of stuff. It's covered by him and Conor McInnes's fines.
Yeah.
It's perfect.
Aye.
that is true.
Aye, the
That
fine
is
system at Wales is brilliant.
Although there hasn't been, we've been let off the hook a couple of the last past months with the charity match and that, happening on July the 1st at Renfrew.
3 p.m.
3 p.m. kick-off, but
it's
fun
catered.
fair.
It is catered by a fun fair between 1 and 6 for all families.
1 and 6, and listen, guys,
Bring the family. Bring your gran.
foot darts.
I mean, bring anybody.
Aye,
just,
I know
Just
bring
bring everybody.
Bring everybody. But they bring your gran. Please bring your gran.
oh, VR still does the work. It's given.
Listen, mate, do you not want folk to bring their grans?
Well, I want you to bring anyone.
Right, let's just.
Yeah, my gran will be watching. So back to the topic at hand. It was quite a boring game, if I'm being honest.
Aye, as I said, I turned it off after the third goal. I'm
However,
not watching. Like, Falkirk won't come back for that. Well, maybe they did come back for that, didn't they?
Like I said, I think Falkirk had some. The possession was alright. Stephen McGinn, I thought, handled the middle of the park pretty well. Sean Welsh against each other was actually kind of cool to see because they were like pretty. They were like no, I don't believe so. It was Paul McGinn that was at Thistle, but it's like see them being like up against each other in the championship now. It shows like that we're getting older as well because see like 15 years ago when we were wee guys, they were like two of the better centre mids outside of Celtic and Rangers, Stephen McGinn and Sean Welsh. So
the boy again, I forgot his name. I'm not too clued up with Falkirk players.
He's got a laptop in front of him,
He
man.
literally has the laptop.
somebody give him a compass, show him how to work
Ben,
that.
get off these sites, man. Come on.
Somebody give you a hair pencil. Anyway,
A hair pencil?
aye. Anyway,
Filling in the gaps.
Mate. Mexico's cancelled, man.
do you know,
Straight to Turkey.
just see for yous. Hold up a second. I'm getting the name. I'm not pronouncing the name.
Let me see it.
Shug.
No, never mind.
Kucheraye
Shug.
for Falkirk.
Come, Kuchi.
Player. Kuchi.
Kuchi.
Yeah, what a player he was. But listen, enough of that. Because he's a game me daggers and I don't like it.
We were going to go into analysis about
I know, I'm just watching you
Aye.
struggle, man.
Yeah, look here. Switch on. Come on.
I quite like being in this seat. See, there's nowhere near as much pressure
Aye,
as sitting in that
that's a lot,
seat.
See, because your first time back, I've been doing this when people get too cheeky. You're not getting the second clue. You're not getting the second point. So they've got a free go at the second point,
Right, okay.
which we're bringing back into the big 3 points. I'm only joking. I wouldn't do that. You're back involved. I like you
Thanks,
too
mate,
much.
I appreciate that.
So I was Shamrock Rovers Player of the Year in 2003. I won the English League One title in 2017-18.
David McGoldrick.
No. I realise you can see my screen.
I think it could be.
On you go then.
I've absolutely blown it here.
Vincent Ledger.
It's not that one.
He put with Reading.
Must be the other one. Wigan.
It was the other one.
Who's the other one?
It must be the other one you were thinking of.
Must be.
Write it in your phone, let me see it.
I was going to say Joe Shaughnessy, but he's too young.
Too
It's
young,
20 years ago. 20 years ago.
Aye,
It's the Player of the Year 20 years ago. So it's somebody who's probably about 40. I'm guessing that they.
Well, if it.
I would guess they would have started their career at Shamrock Rovers. I don't know why. I'm guessing this player started their career at Shamrock Rovers and came to Scotland and then went to England because if he's playing 17-18.
That's 15 years, say. That's almost like a career.
Aye, so I think he started at Shamrock Rovers. So someone who started in Ireland and moved to Scotland and then went on to England. Unless he's in Scotland now.
Did you see that?
See what?
That's fine. Good.
I don't know, man. I'm genuinely
I don't
struggling
think.
this.
Maybe it's not the player I was thinking it was. It might be, but I don't think it is.
Oh, David McGoldrick was never played in
Can I get a
Scotland.
guess?
It's no Robbie Keane, man, but I'm just going to say, nah, 2003 is too early for him.
Gina's a stick. Oh, that's hard.
I know, I know.
Robbie Keane played in 2018 as well.
Could it be John Daly?
No,
It's too late for Daly to be playing in
Nice.
English. Surely.
League
No,
One?
it's John Daly.
Is it?
Aye,
Is it
he's,
actually John
he's
Daly?
done it.
I
The
seen him,
first
I
one
seen
back.
him,
The
I
first
seen him do
one's
this
back.
to Cal. I seen him do this to Cal, so I'm just waiting for the.
John Daly.
Aye. Anyway, move on. So start, sub, and sell. Celtic and Rangers.
Does that mean it was or it wasn't?
It wasn't.
Oh, Jesus, man.
So, let's go.
I'm raging at that. I knew that he was doing that to me.
We're bringing a new segment into today's episode. Start,
today's
sub,
only.
sell. Just for you guys only, as a little compensation for no being here last week.
Compensation.
So we're going into start, sub, and sell. You guys will take the Rangers. You guys will take Celtic. Okay.
The Rangers.
We'll go with keepers first that you've got, and this is on the Rangers website at www.rangers.co.uk. And the first goalkeeper,
There's a wee plug for you, Bisgrove.
McGregor.
So,
So-
retire.
Well, retire. But
Hang up the gloves.
McCrory.
Bench.
bench.
Right.
Loan.
Oh, Kieran Wright. His deal's up at the end of the year.
I'm not too bothered.
I'm not. But sell.
Pay for a holiday for him.
And McLaughlin.
Sell.
So,
As I live and breathe.
Do you not think he'd be a good backup?
John McLaughlin. No, thank you.
McCrory's your backup.
Oh, fair enough.
I live and breathe. John McLaughlin.
John McLaughlin.
Mate, this website is just. This website is mind blowing. It's too complex for me.
Yeah, I won't
Tavernier.
be quick.
Keep. Start.
I suppose keep.
No, don't suppose.
I suppose keep.
No, what is your opinion?
I'm just not a fan.
Would you
If
want to
you-
sell him?
If you're the Rangers manager, if you're Michael Beale walking into that and you're rebuilding Rangers, what are you doing?
Well, I
buying
think we had a
another
good.
right back? 100%.
Oh, yeah,
So would you,
100%.
would you sub then? Would you sub?
I would allow.
So you'd strip him captaincy.
When did I say
No.
any of this?
Just putting words in your
No,
mouth.
you need
Thank
to
you.
give him competition. Tav played his best football when Patterson was right up his rear end.
Mm.
Who's behind Tav?
Adam
Adam Devine's
Devine.
no good enough. He's not.
He's still young. Man.
Adam Devine still get a wee bit of time.
Take like see just on that argument, take players like Callum McGregor. There was people that never rated Callum McGregor at first. Then all of a sudden, Callum McGregor's Celtic captain.
He's the best player to ever play for Notts County.
Aye.
Jack Grealish has something to say about that.
In my personal opinion, McGregor's now best midfielder in the league.
Did
so
you watch Cal? I reckon it. Notts County.
Absolutely.
Top
not.
scorer.
No.
Brilliant. Jack Grealish. is
Carry
still
on.
a better footballer.
You could agree with that. That's he is playing for Man City. However,
Right.
anyway,
Can we continue, please?
say please.
Please.
he said, please.
Just did.
Red Van.
So,
Keep.
So,
Is it sub or start though?
I'd let Red Van start. I like Red Van young lads. Don't think it was great yesterday, but I've seen glimpses to say that he has the capabilities to start,
Okay.
as long as it's not born embarrassing.
Helander.
this hurts me so much. He's been it for about 2 years. 18 months, genuinely.
Well, no, he did come back for one game and then get injured again.
I've always said this. At his very best, he's our best defender.
Oh, by far.
I would agree with that.
But he's just never going to be the same. So I would
So-
say sell.
Self.
I'd
Oh,
let
it's hurt
Helander
so
go.
much.
Sadly.
Am I right in saying he's still never lost a league game in
I
Scotland?
don't think he has ever lost a league game in
No.
Scotland.
It might have changed, but I don't think
no,
so.
Maybe actually he might have played against Dundee United.
Or the 2-0?
Yeah,
Two.
when Dundee United beat us.
Was it
At the very start of the season, last season.
Yeah, I think he might have played it. Maybe, I don't know, but
Suter.
Keep. Bench.
yeah, bench.
Bench.
Probably bench.
Goldson.
Keep.
Start.
Aye, start. Yeah, start. Sorry.
Barisic.
Sell.
Bench.
Get him out my club.
King.
Loan.
Bench. He's at a really awkward stage where he's probably too good to go out and win the championship. Not quite good enough to start for
Did you not say bottom six side?
maybe.
An
but
actual
is that gonna-
defensive side.
But is that going to hurt his development? Because the example for that's Lewis Mayo, who before was regarded as probably better than Leon King and had a higher ceiling than Leon King, and he's played the last couple of years at Kelly, and now it just looks like he's kind of going to just fade into bottom six Premiership, top of the Championship level.
Fair. Lundstrom.
So,
Probably sell. Yeah, I'd probably say sell.
aye, I'll go.
Yeah, sell.
Hadji.
So,
Sell.
he
Jack.
did, honestly, but before you go on, I think Hadji's one of the most valuable assets that we can actually sell.
He'd probably need some more games under his belt first.
I think we could still get an offer of 3-4 million.
Yeah.
Just because of his name.
It's kind of frightening though that we're talking about one of our most valuable assets and then 3 and 4 million in the same sentence.
Jack.
Keep. Bench.
I'd probably keep Ryan Jack. Yeah, bench. I'd bench Ryan Jack.
Look, see, Ryan Jack's played 30-35 games this season, which has gone unmissed as well. Like, he's more than capable of stepping in. I just wouldn't start him.
Davies.
Ben.
Did you?
Ben Davies or
Stephen Davis.
Stephen. Did I not mention Ben Davies?
No.
Ben Davies.
So.
You also didn't mention Adam Devine.
I did.
I had loan. No, you didn't.
No, you didn't.
Did I just get too ahead of myself?
Yeah, it's fine. Look,
Adam Devine.
loan.
Bench.
Okay.
I like him. We can play both sides of the fullback.
Stephen Davis.
Bye.
Retire.
Yeah.
I don't think he'll retire.
You don't think so? Love it.
I think
Sit man
I think he'll go to St Man. I think that's a sensible move.
under Robinson.
Go and play with his
He'll
pal.
probably go as a player coach, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
That doesn't. I don't like seeing that.
I don't really like seeing that either, but I think it will happen though.
It's a thing in football. It will happen.
Yeah. What about Campbell?
Build the team around
keep
him.
and build the team around them.
Matondo.
Keep.
Bench.
Kamara.
I'd start Rabbi Matondo. From now to the end of the season, I would start Rabbi Matondo every single game.
He's probably the player in the team who needs a run of games.
Yeah, that goes back to what I was talking about earlier. Actually, that's why I brought it up. There is maybe 2 or 3 players at Rangers right now that could really do with just a run of games. Red Van Yilmaz is one of them. Rabbi Matondo's another one.
Kamara.
Don't disagree.
Yeah, Glenn Kamara. If the right offer came in for Glenn Kamara, I'd sell him.
So this is my worry about it. If we're getting rid of like Davis, Lundstrom, potentially Jack, obviously we've said Jack, but potentially Jack out of contract, Arfield potentially out of contract. Can you go then sell Kamara, Hadji, Tillman's leaving? Can you then go let a 7th or 8th midfielder go, or do you really need to keep the numbers? Because
I think you've only kept like 3 people.
Well, if it depends how you're looking at it. If you're looking at it as like a whole squad, then you'd probably keep them. But if you're taking it individual player by player, then I'd probably sell them.
No, look at what Celtic done under Ange last season. I think the only 2 players that still play for us really, like consistently, are Greg Taylor and Callum McGregor. Out of everyone that we had,
Kamara I'd sell. He's just not getting a minute.
No.
I don't think Bill fancies him.
He's not been the same player for a while.
So for the viewers that didn't hear that, Dicko said it's
Sorry,
not been the
that's my
same. He's not been the same player for a while. We'll go with Scott Wright.
So
He should.
Nanamdi Aforbe.
Namdi Alphabet doesn't play for Rangers anymore.
Well, Rangers.co.uk. Need to update their website.
They do. He is left Rangers.
Arfield. I would give him another
honestly,
extension.
bench.
I'd give him another extension. Of course I would.
He was probably one of the better players, yes.
Yeah.
You're better players.
Yeah, 100%.
Look,
Give Arfield another deal.
Obviously we've not getting any transfer rumours, and it looks like we're linked with that Kieran Dowell, who looks like an almost replacement for Arfield. But Arfield can still do it. He can. What is it? I'm sure he's 1 goal away for double digits of goals this season, coming off a bench. As you said, he came on yesterday and it was fine. It was actually quite good. So I'd keep him for another year.
Yeah. The player that I don't like seeing coming off a bench against Celtic is Arfield. I don't know if you're the same.
Yeah, he always carries a goal threat.
Yeah, every time. And see, just to quickly go back on it quickly, the shot that he had, the ball get played into Raskin and he's in a pocket of space, nobody's around him, and then he goes and gets his shot, whatever, fine. But it's the urgency. He's like, right, that's what, and keep it going. The Rangers didn't do that, evidently. Raskin.
Keep.
Lowry.
Yeah, keep. Bench, but keep.
No on loan.
Nah,
I would go loan.
I think that again, that's the same as the Leon King argument. I'm now scared for any prospective Rangers to go out on loan.
I do get what you mean. It's one of the ones where, realistically, what level can you loan a player from Scotland to? What's not lower leagues in Scotland, the lower table of Scotland, the SPFL? Are you going to send them down to League 1, League 2?
That's it. That's how you, like when they sent Cal down, like that's where he learned a lot. Like it's different football. You're against. I'm going to say it's a more physical league down there because it is just kickball. Some teams
But-
are obviously well
but
playing,
to be
play good
honest-
football.
I think
but
Lowry's too good to play in the Championship. I think Lowry could comfortably start in the Premiership
talking-
for a lot of teams.
all the
But
Scottish.
Scottish.
would you not make the argument that he would be better going to a championship team that's attacking 80% of the game,
Yeah.
where he's going to
Possibly.
develop in those
I think
areas?
he'd benefit more from being at, like this season from being at Dundee or Partick Thistle or whatever than being at Kilmarnock.
Mhm.
He's too good to play, and it would ruin his game playing at Kilmarnock or something this season. I'd love to see him go and want to at Hearts, but he wouldn't get the minutes at Hearts.
No. No, even somebody like St Mirren, or I don't know, maybe no St Mirren. A player like Lowry, you put him in a team that's got this system for him.
Aye,
You don't
you'd
put him
have
in. You don't put him in.
League One England. Someone I don't know who's looking at the top of that league that might not
Ipswich.
go up this year.
Ipswich and
taking
Plymouth.
Ipswich, like a team where he's going to attack all the time, hopefully, and
Like,
develop
it's-
that element of his
You
game.
want to send him a team that's got an actual system that allows number 8s or 10s in a situation to actual flourish. You don't want to send him a team that plays a 5-3-2, all sit back. What's that going to do? Like, so I would say loan for the right team.
Okay.
Yeah,
But-
I think you'd have to be.
But you would never sell him. If you get the right team coming in, you think they've got a good coach, they play a good style, and he's guaranteed minutes. 100% loan.
Tillman.
Don't sign him.
I wouldn't sign Malik Tillman. I don't think at this point.
Nah.
Okay. Cholak.
So
I'd probably sell Antonio Cholak.
sell.
Tom Lawrence.
Oh, I miss him.
I miss Tom Lawrence. I'm scared to see him come back from injury.
So am I. Is it?
What did they do?
Sugar. He done something both his ankles, both his Achilles, I'm sure.
Aye, and he was coming back, and then it was a massive setback.
Yeah. Because he was only a couple of weeks away from being
I'm
back.
not laughing at that. I'm just laughing at you saying, "Oh, sugar," so you don't get fined again.
It's good though. I would bench, but he would definitely get into the team very quickly, like
Yeah.
coming off the bench. Like his
So
quality
you
is there.
first sub
He
then.
was probably one of our best players before he got injured. Him and Cholak. But
Before he got injured, he was player of the season.
aye, and now we don't know who player of the season is.
Right, let's get through this.
Kent.
Bye bye.
Morelos.
Bye bye.
See you
Ruth.
later. I love Kemar Ruth
So
so
do I.
much.
At his best, he's probably second best striker in the league behind Kyogo.
And what
Junior.
about Fashion Junior?
Oh, bye bye.
Sell.
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 Yes.
Okay. What about Beale?
It's a really awkward one, isn't it?
This really surprised me, but see, after the game yesterday, there's all sorts of stuff about if he doesn't win at Ibrox, he's got to go. The guy needs at least 2 more transfer windows to do what he's looking to do. I think he's strengthened Rangers already.
With the rumours that are coming round, I am not confident.
He's just got you Todd Cantwell. There's rumours of Gini Wijnaldum. There's
That doesn't excite me.
Gini Wijnaldum.
Wijnaldum.
Doesn't excite you?
A player who's just coming off back-to-back injuries, 32-year-old who can't get into the Roma team, that doesn't excite me. That's big names. It's like Aaron Ramsey, Joey Barton.
That does scream Aaron Ramsey.
It does.
would-
It does.
I
It
would
does. It's a
disagree
big
with
name,
that.
and don't get me wrong. 4 or 5 years ago under Klopp, it was brilliant. That's under Klopp.
I would disagree. I think Gini Wijnaldum would be sensational in Scotland.
It would
You
be.
would
Let's
think,
be real, it would be, but I don't know.
They also give you experience in Europe as well, but
Nah, no Gino Wijnaldum.
Will we move on to the Celtic team?
go for it.
Joe Hart.
So basically, the way that I'm going to like say my start sub sell is I'll go for what I'd be looking to improve on next year. So
Right, okay.
Joe Hart, I would say sub. I think Joe Hart's perfect for a backup. Bring someone in who's going to start taking that on, who's maybe a wee bit more comfortable with the ball at his feet. I said this yesterday watching it. Joe Hart, see his catching and punching and stuff like that. It's absolutely brilliant. I think he defends his box very, very well. I think the only part of his game that frustrates some Celtic fans is his ability to play out. He doesn't directly cost Celtic from it, but I think you could maybe do with someone who's a wee bit more comfortable in those situations.
Is there a name in mind that you'd like to see Celtic go for?
To be perfectly honest, mate, nah, it's not. I think anybody that I would rhyme off as like a template, if you like, would be out of Celtic's reach at this moment in time, either financially or just with the size of club that they're at. But someone who's capable of the ball at their feet, but as capable catching. And
I think both
traditional
teams are under
goalkeeping.
the same. We need a ball-playing goalkeeper, don't we? But with the systems that we play, like they're just no great.
3 or 4 times yesterday, McGregor punted it in the stand.
I know.
And I think he's just really nervous. But Scott Bain,
selling it, I think.
Siegrist.
Keep, because I think it's good to have. He wouldn't even be in the bench, but in the reserves because you always need 3 goalies.
Yeah.
So
Conor Hazard.
sell.
Alistair Johnston,
Keep. Well, start.
Greg Taylor,
Start.
Starfelt,
Sub, because next season I'd like us to bring in someone who's similar stature to Cameron Carter-Vickers, similar
but
ability,
left-footed.
but left-footed. I think that would really lift our
Do you
game.
know who I really like to get on the next? Kobayashi.
I think he's good, but nah, I think I'd still like us to see someone who's going to help us take that next step in Europe.
I think he'll play the rest
so
of them.
do-
He'll play the rest
Yeah.
of
Do you
Starfelt.
think that Starfelt, was 26, 27-year-old, coming off a good season and a half, 2 seasons, would want to sit on the bench? Or do you think he would be looking to, you know what, I'm getting to that age now where I need to...
Postecoglou won't have him around if he's not happy sitting on the bench. It's as simple as that. Giacomakis' situation, I think, spoke volumes. I think I'm right in saying that it looks like Abada's going to be on the way out as well, because he's wanting to get a wee bit more game time. And listen, see young players like Abada, he's good enough to play every week for Celtic. I think technically he's
I think
better
he's
than,
like, if I was to do a similar level, he's like your Sakala to them.
I would disagree. I think
No?
Abada's head and shoulders above.
Aye, like he's above him, but like
Yeah.
Sakala's
he's
not
hot
like
and
Maeda.
cold.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think
Mm.
two very good comparisons. I think Liel Abada, if he was to play every single minute for Celtic in a season, I think he would finish top goal scorer. I think in the box he's probably the best winger that I've seen at Celtic since Scott Sinclair. And before that, I don't think I've seen anyone that comes near either of them.
Lee Jamesy.
No, in the box. James Forrest, a good playmaker, but nah.
No, you mate. Carter Vickers,
Oh, start.
Bernabé.
S-
I'd sell.
Would you?
Yeah.
Nah, I'd give him another season to try and prove himself.
Ralston,
Bench, yeah. Ralston
Stephen
fan.
Welsh.
Stephen Welsh, I think he's good to have around. I think-
Loan maybe.
No, for me, you need players around that understand the club and the ethos of it. And anybody that is asked to describe Stephen Welsh in around the Celtic dressing room says Celtic, because he's the
He
Celtic
gets it.
walking Celtic book of knowledge. If
Karen
you've got
Ramsden in it?
yeah, if you've got players coming in that from different countries and aren't too sure what Celtic's about, I think it's good to have players that are there to say this is what Celtic's about, this is what Rangers are about as well. I think that's why Andy Halliday was at Rangers for so long. I think Stephen Gerrard seen the value in having Andy Halliday
On
around
this one.
for
I would love just
understanding what
to
the club is.
be a fly in the wall, like for a day on both
Aye.
sides, just to see what goes on.
Yeah.
Aaron Moy.
Definitely keep. I'm stuck between start and sell. I think he's definitely got a level in him. We've seen this season where he can be the best midfielder in the league.
Mm-hmm.
But at his age, should we maybe be looking at someone who can help us take that next step in Europe and is a little bit more, a little bit younger? So I would say probably sub.
If you sub, you'd still get 20, 25 games,
Yeah.
which is...
I would become you playing games like, who did we play in the first? Greenock Morton. Like you
Yeah,
play 'em,
yeah.
games like that. David Turnbull.
Sell. I think David Turnbull's time at Celtic is probably done.
Yeah.
For the fact that he's a young player that needs minutes. I mean, he does get minutes. He's brilliant. He scores goals in big games. He's technically very good. He's a good system player. He can play the exact way that we play. He's just the most unlucky guy at Celtic at the minute, because Aaron Moy's played out of skin when he's had a chance. O'Reilly's been excellent. Hatate's been excellent. McGregor's been excellent. He's few and far between getting into that team. He's going to find it very, very tough. So I think for the
Where's Turnbull's level? Do you think
you
for
could
him?
see him in
me?
a very good championship team, in my opinion?
in England,
Oh yeah.
I don't know.
I don't think he's good enough for Premier League.
I honestly don't know. It's hard to gauge because
Because we've not seen enough of him. Well, we've seen him.
yeah, he's for a period of time last season he was one of Celtic's best midfielders. This season he struggled. Is that down to the system being slightly different, or does Ange just look for something slightly different? I honestly don't know. I couldn't put my finger on it. But in my opinion, his level's maybe like a Norwich or somewhere like that. I think he would thrive at a club like Norwich in the Championship.
Terrible, right?
McCarthy.
Sale.
Iwata.
Sub. I think Iwata's pretty good.
O'Reilly.
O'Reilly's one that I'm actually not too sure on, if I'm being perfectly honest. I think O'Reilly, if we bring in another midfielder, which I think we should, to start in Moy's place, to help us go to that next level in Europe, is O'Reilly going to get enough game time to justify having him around? Because he's young and you want to see him develop and go and have a good career. So I think maybe sell O'Reilly.
Hatate.
Definitely start.
McGregor.
Definitely start.
James Forrest.
Sub. I think he's shown this season again that when he gets minutes, he gets goals.
I'm just
It's kind of like Stephen Welsh, isn't it? You just keep him around the club.
Yeah, aye.
You've got that
You've
Scottish
got
core.
such a big squad. Like, I'm just looking at that. Sorry, Kyogo,
Definite starter.
Haksabanovic.
You would start.
Sub for me.
I would sub.
No, I thought you would have started.
No, I think he's
Do you-
I think he's an excellent impact player.
Do you get where I'm coming from here, right? When I say this, right? Watching him, I keep saying, it was
What's the difference?
see tracking the ball.
Mhm.
He looks so slow to get back. He looks so slow to get to players. But I see on the ball, he just looks rapid.
I
He
think
skips by players.
I think he's just a winger, and he doesn't like
It's
defending.
just lazy.
I don't even know if I'd say he's lazy. I think his strength is definitely attacking.
Yeah. Abada.
Sell. I think if he's not happy with the minutes he's getting and it's hard for competition down there, I think let him go and get the minutes that he wants. I think he's good enough to go and start every minute of every game for someone elsewhere, so I'd say
Mhm.
Abada.
Jota.
Definite starter.
Oh.
Sub.
Maeda.
Maeda. I think sub. I think we should be looking for someone who can do what Maeda does off the ball, but someone who can do what Jota does on the ball.
That
See,
will cost a fortune though.
It just depends, because we thought that about Kyogo. I'm yet to find a hole in Kyogo's game.
Mm.
So if we can find someone like that can play off the right hand side, and I think Ange is good for that. I think that's one thing that you've got to say for him is, as much as the system's amazing and all that, he knows how to recruit players to play his systems.
He's coaching as well.
His coaching
He's
as
a
well.
fantastic coach.
Aye.
Like, fair.
I'm going to go through the loaned out, and I just want not even an explanation. Just start, sub, sell, bench, whatever. Right? Barkas.
So
Oluwemi. I'm pronouncing that right. Keeper. Toby. Liam Scales.
Sub. I rate Liam Scales.
Eurogide. Sorry. I can't pronounce names.
Sub, actually, see from what I've seen of him in pre-season, he was actually very good.
Ewan Otto. I've not seen enough.
I
can't
haven't
make
seen
that.
enough to give a fair comment.
Montgomery Adam.
So
Aye. Sorrow. Shaw.
Liam Shaw's actually very, very good. A very good player.
Do you know who it reminds me?
Sub.
See that big boy for Falkirk, number 5 in the middle of the
Oh
park?
my god, again.
Do you know
man,
any
just
of these
know
names?
the names.
I know the names now. That's my homework, alright. I'll go learn names. Ideguchi.
So
I think he'll be away. Mikey Johnston.
Mikey Johnson, definite bench. Definite sub.
If you see what he's been
He's
doing
been
there
good
in Portugal.
I rate
Okay.
Mikey Johnson so highly. So who knows? See, he could come back. He's very quick. He's a good presser. See if he comes back and he's developed a wee bit.
In the final third, because that's where I think he
It's
was lacking.
it's not even like you're talking about obviously a Abada sell, right?
Mhm.
On
Maeda.
Maeda, you're wanting somebody like with the quality of Jota,
Mhm.
the work rate of Maeda. It looks like Haksabanovic for me. He's got the quality of Jota.
Mhm.
It's just about that work rate. See a good pre-season under Ange.
Mhm.
He could definitely start on that left. Mikey Johnston then comes in as the Haxa role.
Aye, it's possible. I'm not too sure what Ange will have in mind, but I think Mikey Johnston could really fit that system. See, the way that Celtic play, where the wingers never come inside, the wingers are always wide. So see if you're constantly isolating wingers 1v1 with fullbacks, I think that's Mikey Johnston's game.
Aye, has him in toast.
I think if he can just develop his final ball that wee bit, which from what I've seen in Portugal, man, he's flying. So
Aye.
I think that's definitely possible that he'll come in and make a difference for
What
Celtic
about
next season.
Johnny Kenny.
Johnny Kenny, I like. Probably no sub, but I wouldn't sell him either. So he's
Still
probably
on.
some in the reserves.
Yeah.
Or a loan.
Ayete, sorry.
Yet he's a strange one, man, because he's doing really well over
Captain
in.
Dange for the first game.
So he did.
Aye,
So he
do
did.
you know? Yet he's one of those players. He divides Celtic fans because he played for Celtic when obviously they lost the league and everything like that, and he never lived up to the price tag. So
Where's he playing?
he's a striker.
Sturm Graz.
Oh, sorry.
Sturm Graz is it in it?
Aye.
In Austria?
Austria. I'm not sure. I think I'm stuck somewhere between sell and bench for him.
I think is the time the now not the perfect time to sell him because he's coming off a good season.
I don't know, because I still like him to come back and make a difference at Celtic. I think technically he's
Pre-season will be good. Pre-season
Aye.
will be an eye-opener.
Definitely.
Are we having it in Wales again?
I don't know what changes. I know they're doing a tour of Japan, but I don't know if that's pre-season or if
Just
it's
whenever.
the summer break, the winter break. I
Yeah.
don't know.
The big free points.
Oh, wow.
Oh, I forgot. That was actually quite good. I enjoyed doing that.
So, I was Shamrock Rovers Player of the Year in 2003. I won the English League One title in 2017-18, and I scored 23 goals in 60 games for Dundee United.
I know who it is. Now. I'll let you two go first because I feel like it's unfair because my name won't go on the leaderboard because when I'm on the next episode, me and Ben will swap again. So I'll let you two have the first go and then I'll
How
go
about if
last.
you answer it, I get it?
Oh, that's
No.
interesting.
He's thick as
Rock,
mints.
paper, scissors for it.
Listen, if I answer it, right, okay, if I go last and I answer it, Ben can get the points.
Yep. I'm the host, that's how it works.
I know, because he stepped in and covered. He's smashed it lately.
Basically
so-
saying, yeah, off.
Oh, I think that's a cut. I reckon that's a fine. That's a fine.
Find this.
That was right behind the mic, as well. That was good for you. Right, on you.
Why
go.
you would they see?
So Shamrock Rovers Player of the Year 2003.
Aye.
2017-18 League One winner.
Yep.
And 23 goals in 60 games for Dundee United.
Can I give them a bonus hunt? A bonus?
Nah.
No.
Aye.
Aye, come
Nah,
on. If
definitely
if you're
not.
getting 3 points for him playing,
Aye.
give us a shot.
This
You've got a
person-
shot.
This person is currently in management of a football club.
Currently in management of a football club.
He's not happy. That's not the hint he wanted.
Aye, I wanted to know his second name or something.
Oh, by the way, oh, do you know what? I'm not going to give it away.
I know what you were going to say.
Uh,
You done it, mate.
It rhymes with. No, good then. Oh. Ravensworth.
right, let's go.
Right. Shamrock Rovers. We won the English League One in 17-18.
Yep.
So that'd have been. That was the year Sunderland won it. That was before Sunderland won it.
Aye, Sunderland won it 2019-20.
I like watching your thought process.
That's what I'm trying to think. Who's
See inside my head right now. Do that little monkey with the symbols.
John Daly's a great shout because I'm hitting at Irish Dundee United.
Aye, that's. I wasn't far away with the John Daly shout.
He's Irish and Dundee United. Like that's what it is.
Mm-hmm. Aye, that's right. I've worked out who it is from the clues.
Yeah.
Irish Dundee.
I just can't. I keep having John Daly in my head.
See, if you think of the actual career path, Dundee United's obviously in the middle. So
Yeah. That has to be a clip for Instagram. Just being going a very punchable face.
That's a gif, innit?
Nah, just what I'm saying, mate.
I think we'll need to blur both. I think we'll need to blur what you said and then blur the bit after it. What you said.
Irish.
These are getting 10 seconds. I'm sick.
Oh come on.
Come on.
Pile on the agony. Tell me.
He didn't give you
No.
a hint. He
Wait,
gave you.
Wait. I was
Ah.
going to guess.
Okay, guess then.
Gavin Gunning.
No, get having that.
I didn't give you a hint.
He gave you a null hunt.
With Redden.
That's right, innit? No hunt.
Yeah.
Aye.
With Redden.
When I got it.
Ben gets the 3 points.
Woo!
You're acting like a no hunter now.
That's very good for you, Mr. Buxton. Anyway, the final segment of the show is Win Your 50s, where we cover the predictions of the next round of games. Now, I'm going to give you 5 out of the 6 fixtures this week, and for each one of these, I want a prediction.
What's funny about that?
Was that funny, mate?
And if you get the correct result, you get a point. Now, if you get it wrong, you get nothing right. There's toes where my legs under this desk. I try to keep a still face for about 5 minutes there, but the 6 minute got to me. Anyway, I'm going to give you the featured game of the week, and you're going to give me the first goal scorer as well as the match result. Now, the winner, if we do get one for the featured game of the week, will get 5 points. And at the end of the season, the loser will give the winner £50 each. Rangers Aberdeen.
What order you going me first?
Aye, that's
Yep.
right.
Rangers Aberdeen.
Barry Robson just signed a new extension.
2-0 Rangers.
1-0 Rangers.
One each.
4-1 Rangers. Hibs St Mirren.
1 each.
1-0 St Mirren.
Oh, yeah. 1-0 St Mum. I'm still going with it.
It's coming out early.
No way.
Desmond.
The double D. Z.
He's going to say a different score now, isn't he?
2-2.
Brilliant. Bang, bang.
Why does it get called the double Desmond?
Aye.
No idea.
Because it's Desmond 2-2. His second name is 2-2.
Oh, right, okay.
Come on.
I've just
Come
thought of Dermot
on.
Desmond the whole time.
Yeah.
I thought it was Dermot Desmond.
That's just what comes to mind, mate.
Jeez, peeps. Motherwell Kelly.
Motherwell,
She's fine.
2-0
thanks.
Motherwell.
Oh.
1-1.
Kevin Van Veen.
Masterclass.
Aye. Hat-trick in the first half. 1-0.
Two offside
Two
goals.
offside. He hopes scores offside goals.
3-1 Motherwell.
1-0 Motherwell, by the way. Like,
What-
right.
Ross County v Livingston. What
Eh,
a beautiful game of football that is.
Ross County 1, Livingston 0.
No, I've got it back. I'm 2-0 Livingston.
That's because
Shout out,
David.
Davey.
That's because David Martindale's your best pal.
Listen, mate.
Who's at home?
Hibs.
1-0 Livy.
0-0.
Ooh.
Exciting.
End-to-end game. St Johnstone, Dundee United.
Oh my god, that's even worse.
2-1 St John. 2-1 Dundee United.
Sit then.
3-1 Dundee United.
Set.
2-1 St Johnson.
Oh.
Is he going to go for the second double Desmond?
You can't be two double Desmond. That's a double,
That's
double,
unheard
double,
of.
double Desmond. That's a quadruple Desmond.
Should I just do it for the banner?
Quadruple Desmond.
No. Carry on. I'm going to go...
You're doing some mad stuff with your mouth, man.
What?
Something's telling me. 2-0 St Johnstone.
Same as me. That's what I said there.
Is it?
Fine.
Sorry, something's telling me. 2-1 St Johnstone. 2-1. Go for it. Boring. Anyway, the featured game of the week. The title decider. Rangers v... Hearts v Celtic. What do we go with?
You're such a wind-up, mate, man.
I think that's not even the biggest title decider this weekend.
It's no. It's
Queen's Park
Queen's Park
in Dundee.
in Dundee. But listen, we're not here for that. We're here for featured game of the week. Title decider. Hearts v Celtic.
I'm going to say 2-1 Celtic, Kyogo.
1-1 Josh Ginnelly.
The double Desmond. It's coming up.
Has there ever been a week where you've not predicted a double Desmond?
No, and guess what? It will happen every week.
I don't think. Is there,
And
have
it's
you ever
never came
predicted-
up.
I was
No,
gonna
it's
say,
never
have you
came
ever got
up.
a double Desmond up, mate?
No, and
Have you ever got a Dermot Desmond up?
A Desmond Desmond.
well, there's a lot of ways you can get Dermot Desmond up, but
Dermot Desmond?
nah,
You just said his name the wrong way around.
like, it's been a long day.
It's been a long day.
Monday blues and that. Yeah, first goal scorer. It's a lot of players to choose with. 22 actually.
It's probably about 40 you could pick for. You just don't know who's going to play.
True. I'm gonna go with
Lawrence. You're going to say Lawrence.
Stephen Welsh.
He won't play.
Kobayashi.
Kobayashi first goal scorer.
I completely forgot.
He
about
started
Kobayashi.
against Hearts in...
I completely. I was thinking Carter Vickers is injured.
I should just
See
just let you
Stephen
text him,
Welsh,
right?
please. Scores. Oh my god. Oh,
My bricky.
The bricky.
Ralston hasn't actually scored this season, I don't think.
My bricky.
Tony Ralston.
He's due a goal.
You going to go Tony Ralston?
Aye.
He's due a
Did
goal.
he score it? Tynecastle last season.
The opening day of the season,
Aye,
aye.
there you go.
What a finish, crest it.
Look, it goes
No
round
Ben
full
Hemsley.
circle.
Are you going to go Tony
I'm
Ralston?
going to go Tony Ralston.
2-2 Tony
Do you know-
Ralston.
2-2 Tony Ralston.
Hearts are one of the clubs I always feel sorry for, man, because Celtic always seem to win the title against them.
Aye. And that's
Aye.
why I'm going for 6-0
Hearts?
Celtic.
No.
First goal scorer, Haksabanovic.
Really? He's going to start?
I would personally be surprised at that, I feel. But
Right, can I put 2 names in if he
No!
doesn't start?
no, you can't do that.
No.
Right,
See,
can we all put
robbed
5
us.
names each and then we
Aye,
just get
Robbed
it?
us of 3 points and now you're trying to add wee sneaky bits in.
Do you know what?
Win your 50s.
Haksabanovic is going to start and Haksabanovic is going to score.
He
And
started,
listen,
he started a couple of weeks ago.
There isn't there's no rollover here. This isn't Willie Hill.
anyway,
Bet void.
Bit void. Oh.
Does that mean it's done?
No. It has to be another wee segment.
now, by the time that this is up, you're going to see some exquisite guests that we are going to be performing with
Oh, aye.
in this charity match.
Oh, aye.
So I want you guys at home, you guys on the screen, to get over to Wireless Pod on Insta and comment what you think the score will be against the Scottish YouTube team.
Oh, that's win your 50s
And
for
also-
Wireless versus
aye,
the Scottish
and who's
YouTube
gonna
team.
be
And
first
whoever
goal
gets
scorer?
that, and whoever gets that right, we all give them 50 quid.
No, it's not even that.
We get them on the
No,
board.
it's not that. No. Whoever correctly predicts the score and first goal scorer, you know, you will see the team.
Well, to be fair, they're not going to get the whole lineup this week, are
They will be,
They'll get a decent amount of it.
they will be the producers of a podcast.
Producers.
They can come up with an idea that we will bring to use.
And
It can be anything with Scottish football.
Also, it's probably worth pointing out that the boys who have had forfeits waiting in the wings for a while,
Mhm.
they've all been decided. So what's your forfeit?
He's sitting in a chair
For 5 minutes.
for 5 minutes and we can do anything. Eggs, flowers,
Feathers?
feathers, honey. What do you know like?
Girls.
If anybody's free in the Glasgow area on Sunday. No, but
So-
I'm sure there's some local singles in my area.
You've got you're getting hit with eggs. We're basically making a cake on you.
oh,
Um,
do you know what you need to put on them? Like you could get like the tinned macarons and they've still got the heads on them.
oh, they stink.
what?
Macarons.
Mackerel.
Shush.
Mackerel, yeah.
Macros.
Is Macron no a kit sponsor?
No,
Hi,
macarons.
Macron. What's Cal's again? Cal Glasgow's got personal assistant for 24 hours. So
Aye, for any of us.
Well, do
Aye,
you know
for all
what,
of
that's
us,
funny? He was going to refuse wearing a Celtic top, so I'm going to put a Celtic top on when they can't do
is
nothing
your
about
personal
it.
assistant. So and then the last one
Conor
is
McInnes.
well, we won't tell you that. Just make sure you're at the match on the 1st of July to see Conor's punishment, because that will be live on the day.
Aye. And it's going to be...
Surely you can't make him play in the scud.
But anyway, guys, thanks for listening,
tuning in.
doing
Watching.
all that jazz. And listen, as you can see, guys, there's a lot more nice t-shirts as well on IG Collection. So head over to them on
If you
Instagram.
want to get a gift for anybody who loves football,
Yep.
definitely reach out.
See this week.
And it's not just Scottish ones. Hold on, let me
Oh my god.
jump back.
Oh my giddy aunt.
It's not just Scottish ones. We'll quickly hold up this one here. Look at this lovely
Lovely.
Ajax one.
Let me make it clear that I've already purchased that from IG Collections, and that's not going anywhere else.
Oh, look who's got it now.
See this week on the pod, see to sign off. Ow.
No, the mic.
This week on the pod, see to sign off. Can we do what they do in the news, where it just like fades into music and we just like turn around and we just mime stuff to each other? Can
Alright,
we do that?
okay.
I think that'd be cool.
Right.
Always look on the bright
Producer,
side of
roll
life.
some music here.